Hey, you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Superman. The reason why I want to talk about Superman is because strike three. Let's be honest, strike three for Superman. Superman is the three-time failure of a father. Yes, I know some people are like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm gonna explain. What I mean is three strikes for Superman as a father in the main continuity of DC, and it's just been a sad thing to see. We thought we almost had something with Jon Kent, but it didn't happen. It failed, and I don't know. I'm not blaming Superman himself, but what I'm saying is he is a father of three, but he's a failure of a father of three. To be honest, like, let's just be real talk. And again, I know it's not Superman's fault, is DC's comic book, but let's talk about his three sons. That why I'm saying he's a failure. He has his first son, Superboy, Connor Kent. He has his second son, his adoptive son, Christopher Kent, and he has his third son, Jon Kent. And I know what people are saying. Wait, what's going on? I'm explaining. The reason why I'm talking about this is because they had three chances for Superman to be a father, and all three chances they scooped away from Superman for reasons unknown. I don't know why they did it, but they did. And it's getting kind of tiresome to keep seeing this thing where Superman's so close to finally having a family, finally able to raise children or whatever, just for it to kind of be like some dumb reasoning. Like, let's be honest, Connor Kent, Superboy, is not his clone. It is his damn son. His DNA, Lex Luthor's DNA. That's not a clone. I'm sorry to tell you this. People always want to be like, oh, technically, no, 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 no. Because I want people to understand cloning is a complete copy of what you're duplicating. When you hit the copy and paste button on the computers, or if you copy something onto that, it's a complete duplicate. It's not, oh, it's matched with something else. When a character's DNA is and supposedly a clone, right? If that's supposed to be a clone, how in the world does he have my DNA and somebody else's DNA? That's not cloning. That is a child at that point. That is a genetic modified child. Like it or not, Superboy, Connor Kent, is not Superman's brother. That is Superman's son. No matter how much we want to pretend, and for some reason, DC loves to avoid the elephant in the room. I understand that it's not what Clark wants, but that's what Clark has. Superboy been out since what Adventures of Superman 1993 from issue 500, and this happened during the death and reign of Superman as well. So when Superman came back to life, of course he's going to be shocked or whatever, but later on when Connor finds out that he's not a clone, really, he's really the genetic child of Superman and Lex Luthor. And when Clark finds out, instead of Clark, treating that as like, damn, this young boy needs my help, I need to teach him or whatever, he kind of let him do whatever he wants, not really in his life. It took him, it took him close to the end of the 90s before he started like really seeing Connor Kent as something. And it's just kind of weird, like, no matter who you're upset with or whatever, that is a child that needs guidance. Just like Ma and Pa Kent was able to give you guidance, Clark, you should have been able to give him guidance. Don't give him to his grandparents. That is your responsibility at that point. I understand he's basically that child of that people have, where they have a one night stand with somebody, and then that child just reminds them of that child, or the other word, but I'm not gonna go that route because I think that's just too dark. But it's just kind of like a reminder of that child is a product of you and somebody that you just don't like, or whatever, but you put on the big boy pants and you raise that child. And it kind of showed, Superman as an absentee, abandoned father, or a father that knows he has a child, sees a child every day, but doesn't acknowledge that that's his child. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why DC did that. It's weird, to be honest, because for all the talk of him being a great hero or whatever, he literally failed, especially when it came to raising his son with Lex, that he has with Lex Luthor. It's creepy when you say it out loud, but that's how it is. It is what it is. That is his child. You can't really front that one. He's half human, half Kryptonian. And when you take a DNA slice and if he was going to the doctors or whatever, and they was like, hey, we need blood or whatever, stuff like that, and it'd be like, oh, Clark Kent, Lex Luthor, or Superman, Lex Luthor, I don't know how you want to do it. His DNA has both of them. He's no longer a clone at that point. He is a child of two fathers, that one is a villain, one is the world's greatest hero, and yet we're just going to pretend like we're going to ignore that, and he's like, oh, he's my brother. No, he's not your brother. He's literally your son that you need to raise and get to know him more. I don't know what happened, but they've always had this strained relationship, and I really wish DC would fix it instead of keep rehashing the fact that Superman and Superboy aren't really that close, especially Connor Kent, because it does make him feel like an outsider. It makes him feel like, is he more of a Lex Luthor son than he is Clark Kent's son? And it shouldn't be that way. Clark, why would you want your son to go with his other father when you and his father are mortal enemies? You get what I'm saying? It's weird. Like, and then they did it again with Young Justice. They did it again with the New 52. They did it again with Rebirth, where Clark isn't really comfortable with Connor Kent and doesn't really want to have anything really to do with him that much. Like, they're cordial, all that kind of stuff. They have a little cool bond or whatever. But then again, he throws the child over to Ma and Pa Kent, and hopefully that they'll take care of him or whatever, or let him do whatever. And I just don't understand that. That makes absolutely no sense. And then the next child that we're going to talk about is Christopher Kent, aka Lord Zod, the adoptive son of Superman and Lois, that he came from the Phantom Zone. Of course, everybody knows that Lord Zod is the biological child of General Zod and Ursa. Yeah. And he becomes the son of Lois and Clark after, leaving the Phantom Zone. They raised him as Christopher Kent for a time or whatever. And it was really wholesome. It felt like a cool change. And he premiered in Action Comics 844 in 2006. And of course, he's fully Kryptonian. So it was pretty cool to kind of see that you have, General Zod and Ursa, mortal enemies of Superman, having a son, and the son decides to side with his new parents over his old parents, And basically, if anybody knows, they know the story, the Last Son story. So basically, Superman discovers a young boy inside inside of a rocket, echoing his own arrival in the youth years. Superman saw this boy completely unharmed. The Kryptonian writing on the ship states that this Kryptonian name was Lord Zod, which was later confirmed in Action Comics 851 2007. He was taken to the East Coast lab of Department of Metahumans under supervision of Sergeant Steele for observation. And of course, the boy had superpowers, abilities, and stuff like that. And with the help of Batman, he was able to, have a new identity. And then, of course, become Christopher Kent, the adoptive son of Superman and Lois. And of course, of course, he, had problems, dealing with his powers at first or whatever. And of course, Superman teaches him how to, slightly control them and stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. And of course, Superman lets the world knows that the young Kryptonian child is under his protection as well. And of course, it was later revealed that General Zod and Ursa was his biological parents, that they had him in the Phantom Zone, and he actually had powers from the Phantom Zone. So of course he returned to the when Zod's army came and stuff like that. Chris Christopher Kent persuade them into the Phantom Zone in order to ensure their passage between the Phantom Zone and the rest of the universe would close properly, since he would remain weak as long as he remained on Earth. He was aware of the cost of his action, and he left Superman and Lois and thanked them for giving him a proper family. So he like sacrificed himself, sacrificed his new family, sacrificed being with his new family to stop his old family for invading the planet Earth. And of course he will later on come back because he was the avatar of the Nightwing. The Nightwing is this legendary hero of Krypton that teams up with Flamebird as well. So he gets in contact with Thara Varg, who is the best friend of Kara Zor-El, Supergirl. She is the avatar of the Flamebird. The Flamebird is basically goddamn Phoenix, like just a Kryptonian Phoenix. And apparently, with the power of the Nightwing avatar, he was able to age himself as to a young adult. And of course, you guys know that. General Zod, with the help of General Lane and Superwoman, Lucy Lane, they were able to attack Earth again. While they also had a war on Krypton, because apparently Krypton had New Krypton was saved. The bottle, Candor bottle. They created a planet on the other side of the sun, New Krypton. But of course, humans were paranoid or whatever, stuff like that. And of course, General Lane and Superwoman set up a prisoner over there that will blow up and kill everybody. So it started off the 102nd Kryptonian War or something like that. And of course, they were able to kill most of the Kryptonians by, depowering them with the red sun radiation, stuff like that. So most of them died on their way to space. I mean, on their way to Earth, because of, they can't breathe without their powers and stuff like that. It was a whole complicated thing. But anyway, Christopher Kent, stood his ground against his father and realized that in order to stop the remaining Kryptonians that were, thirst for revenge and sided with General Zod, he decided to, open up the portal of the Phantom Zone, because he has some Phantom Zone powers as well. And he was able to open up the portal, send everybody back to the thing, but realized that this was going to be him trapped. And as soon as he was trapped, the Nightwing avatar, thanked him for helping him and stuff like that, and he was de-aged. And him and Mon-El, or Laura Grand, depending on your continuity or whatever, decided to, venture off into the Phantom Zone to find a way that they can probably maybe one day return to Earth one day, and hopefully Christopher Kent can be reunited with his mother and father, Superman and Lois. And the reason why I say it was a failure, I mean, Superman failed this character, is because right as soon as they, give Lois and Clark this child, the child already got imprisoned back into the Phantom Zone, comes back as a 23-year-old adult man as the avatar of Nightwing. Then he had to sacrifice himself yet again to stop his biological father and mother from taking over the Earth and trying to destroy the Earth from revenge of destroying New Krypton. And he became a little boy again, trapped in the Phantom Zone, where he might not ever be able to see his mother and father again. He knew that was a risk. And the reason why I'm saying that's a failure for Superman, because it is a failure once again, is giving Superman and Lois a status quo change for their relationship, where they have a child or whatever and stuff like that. Because back in the day, they were saying that Lois and Clark couldn't have kids or whatever and stuff like that. Or, Superman's DNA wasn't compatible with Lois. That's why they weren't able to have any kids or whatever. And then Christopher Kent comes into their lives and it changes things. It makes them be like, oh my God, we have this opportunity to be parents. They're doing good as parents, and then here comes some plot convenience that forces that child away from them. Then they bring the child back just to make him an adult again, just to take the child away as soon as he's done having his usefulness. You get what I'm saying? You made Superman fail that too, and then you rebooted the continuity where the child is now evil with his parents or whatever, so he doesn't even know, he doesn't even know his previous life because of the continuity errors that happened with the New 52. And of course we come to the most famous child of Superman and Lois. We have the ultimate failure is Jon Kent, aka Superboy. Everybody knows that Jon Kent became a fan favorite as soon as DC Rebirth happened. You had this amazing Superman Action Comics run that was written by Peter J. Tomasi and what God, I am drawing a blank on the other guy's name. Shit. I am drawing a blank on the other guy's name. Oh God, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Why do I not know this guy's name? Oh man. Okay, it doesn't matter. But you guys know who I'm talking about. But basically you have Action Comics, you have Superman Rebirth run, and then you have the amazing Super Sons book that, teams him up with Damian Wayne. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful seeing this 10-year-old boy, this brand new character, the son of Superman and Lois, finally moving Lois and Clark into parenthood permanently and having them have a family, which is great after going through so much stuff from Convergence, Lois and Clark, where if you guys read Convergence, the pre-New 52 continuity, some of the worlds from the pre-New 52 universe before it was destroyed by Barry Allen, dumbass, running back into the past. I don't care what nobody say. Barry Allen's fault, no matter what nobody want to say. Basically, of course, Brainiac had a person named Talos who took cities from different parts of the universes of DC Universe and, put them on some planet for them to fight each other out. And of course, one of the planets that was taken was pre-New 52 New Earth continuity, where Superman and Lois were in, Gotham City at the time. And when the city got taken, Superman lost his powers. Lois and Clark was able to conceive and have a baby. And during the war that was happening with Earth 2's characters, because let's be honest, Convergence was really a big event for the Earth 2 characters from the New 52 at World's End. That's a whole other conversation right there, where Lois was going into labor during that time while Superman was trying to fight off the enemies that was trying to attack that part of the world. Thomas Wayne, Earth 2, New 52 version of Thomas Wayne, Earth 2 Batman, helped deliver Jon Kent. Then there was some of the characters realized that all of this stuff was a setup or whatever, and characters from all across the cities and multiverses teamed up, and then they were told that Supergirl, Flash, Parallax had to die in the crises, 0 Hour and Crisis on Infinite Earths, where they both sacrificed themselves to save the universe or whatever. Superman, Lois, and Baby Kent decided that they're going to go and help out as well to make sure everything goes correct as well. After all of that happened, big bang, boom, boom, brand new universe. We come to find out that when the New 52 started, after Barry Allen ruined everything and rebooted the continuity for no damn reason, Lois and Clark, along with baby John, have been in the New 52 since the beginning. But when Superman saw that version had Superman, Lois, and them, and the Justice League was being formed during the time that Darkseid was, they decided to go into hiding and decided to name themselves the Whites. And over time, Jon Kent grew up into a little boy and stuff like that. And over time, the New 52 Superman and Lois Lane died, which gave the pre-New 52 Superman and Lois opportunity to take their places and become the new Superman and Lois for the New 52. And then they turned into this rebirth, reborn kind of nonsense where they always been here technically, They've always been here. They've never been outside of continuity or whatever because they had to merge the New 52 and the pre-New 52 Earth, and they had to put that thing together. It's a whole complicated thing. But anyway, after that happened, Superboy, debuts or whatever. So we have this amazing run of Superman Action Comics. Let me see what they do. It was in the Superman Volume 5 after Man of Steel is when things change. Basically, Brian Michael Bendis came in. So, we had about 4 years, 4 to 3 years of Jon Kent, Superboy, being this amazing, wonderful character. And Superman teaching him these lessons, him becoming more acute with his powers and everything. And then we come to Brian Michael Bendis run Man of Steel, where Jor-El comes and takes Jon Kent and Lois Lane. Jon Kent gets trapped on Earth 3. He gets tortured by evil versions of his parents. He comes back as a 17-year-old boy, and now he's the 17-year-old kid now. But for Lois and Clark, he's only been gone for literally 4 weeks. But now he's done aged. And now, Superman and Lois lost the opportunity to raise their 10-year-old boy because he was 10 when he left. Now he's 17, pushing 18 now. Like, what are we doing with this character? And that if it's another failure of Superman being a father, because he let his father that was pulled out of the destruction of Krypton at the last second and take his son across the galaxy for no damn reason. See, Brian Michael Bendis couldn't even explain that reasoning anyway. Just to age the character up and cause friction in between Superman and Lois, just for to make the boy 17. And in all that time, nothing paid off. Superboy Jon Kent joined the Legion of Superheroes, which is garbage. He was Superman for Justice League, Future State, Superman of Metropolis, and Future State, Superman and Wonder Woman. All 3 books was garbage, trash books about nothing, literally nothing, about a what if scenario of Superman. Jon Kent being Superman, and he does a terrible job, to be honest. He's idiotic. And now he's the 17-year-old kid, but in Clark and Lois' eyes, again, the boy's only been gone for a couple of weeks. Compared to he's lived years, and they've missed everything. And now he's just kind of there. He's literally there now. He's not interesting anymore. He's more boring than ever. It's like that same position. The only thing is that Superman's a little bit more hands-on with John than he was his other 2 children, because plot convenience for that one. And again, to be honest, it's plot convenience for this one as well. Superman has 3 sons that he's failed. And I'm not saying it's really Clark's fault, but as a father, why didn't you do anything? In all your vast powers, you had these 3 boys who needed you the most, and you kind of just and I know it's the writer's fault that wrote this stuff, but we have to look at Superman face value and be like, Superman, what are you doing? Superman let his adoptive son sacrifice himself not once but twice into Phantom Zone and didn't even try to go and get him. Then his first child didn't want to have anything to do with him because reasonings, and because he's also the biological son of his mortal enemy. So we're just going to let him do whatever, and we're going to be like, oh, he's just my brother. He's your son. You know what I'm saying? And then his son that he literally had with Lois Lane, he let his father take him off into space. His father lost the boy, let him get abused in Earth 3 for years on the end. Now he comes back as a 17-year-old. Then he lets him go into the future, and now he's 17 and nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's a pattern here, DC. Like, what are we doing with Superman? Like, why are we going to give him children just for us to pull the rug away from him and make him do dumb things? Because as a parent, ain't no way in the world. Okay, yes, I'm upset that My mortal enemy took my DNA and took his DNA and created a child fr- from both of us. But I'm gonna have to suck it up. I'm gonna have to get over it and make sure that this child has the best of everything and make sure that this child doesn't fall down the wrong path like his other father. Bam, we're done. Then we have the fact that his adoptive son was born in an alternate dimension that had nothing to do with him. He was an innocence, finally being able to escape, but just to sacrifice himself again to send his biological family back to the Phantom Zone. Then he becomes an avatar for a Kryptonian deity, then sacrifice himself once again to send his entire species back to the Phantom Zone. And Superman never went back for him after that. Never went to go and find his son. Lois never said, "Hey, find our son" or whatever and stuff like that. Then you got finally we get to our biological child. Oh, let's let him go off into space because reasoning. Oh, he aged up and we don't know anything about it. And Superman never went to go search for his child because plot convenience. You get what I'm saying? That don't make no sense, Superman. Especially when there's so many superheroes on the planet that could have took care of Metropolis at the time. Your children should have been top priority. And that is the real sad shame right there. That is the problem right there, is that his children should have been prioritized and they weren't prioritized at all. At all. And I don't understand why it wasn't. And that's sad too, because Superman is a good character. He's a good, caring character. And I know he's a good father. We've seen it with Christopher Kent. We've seen his side with when he is a little bit more accepting to Connor Kent, and we see it with Jonathan Kent as well. So to sit up here and give him these 3 children and then and then give plot convenience on why he's not that caring of them, or let them get taken or ignore them or something like that, is crazy. It's crazy to me. I don't understand, DC. You literally turned the Man of Steel into the worst father, and you think Batman's bad. I mean, what his only mistake is letting Jason Todd die, but other than that, say what you want, the man might be lonely, but he sure does have children. Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, Red Robin, Batgirl, Cassandra Cain, Damian Wayne, Robin, Duke Thomas, The Signal. He got 6 children. He got 6 children, 5 boys and 1 girl. You know what I'm saying? And we're not even talking about his. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand how are we letting Batman outshine Superman and children taken and making sure that the children are taken care of. And then see, my thing is with that one, I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating to kind of see, DC, strike 3 strikes of Superman being a father, and he struck out on all 3 of them. And that's the crime right there. DC, you made him a failure of a father, really, and that's real talk. And the reason why I was making this video, because I thought about it, I was like, dang. Every time Superman and Lois get children, especially in main continuity or whatever, they sit up there and come up with convoluted ways of either ignoring the children, convoluted ways of why they are not interacting with them, or why they're not around them anymore, or taking away the ability of Lois and Clark even raising the kids. Like, that is so crazy, bro. That is crazy. That is crazy. I was just thinking, these are my little thoughts. I just had to kind of make a video expressing this. But you guys tell me what you guys think in the comment section below about Superman being the failure father of 3. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.